Have you ever noticed your shadow? I mean, really noticed it? We all have one, a silent companion that mimics our every move. But what if one day it stopped mimicking? What if it started moving first? That's what happened to me. It started subtly. I'd reach for my morning coffee, and for a split second, I'd see its dark shape on the counter, arm already extended before my own muscles even twitched. I dismissed it at first. A trick of the light, my brain playing games. But then it became more obvious, impossible to ignore. I'd go to wave at a neighbor, and my shadow's hand would already be up, a dark silhouette against the sunny wall, waving cheerfully a full second before I did. It was like living with a slight delay, a constant echo of my own future. My shadow was always one step ahead. If I was about to trip, its form would stumble first, a silent warning. If I was about to laugh, its head would already be tilted back in a pantomime of silent joy. It felt protective in a strange way, like a guardian angel made of darkness, paving the way for me. I started to rely on it, this strange, predictive presence. It was my secret, our secret. Then things got weirder. It started doing things I wasn't going to do at all. One afternoon, I was just sitting on a park bench enjoying the sun. I was perfectly still, but my shadow, it stood up. It stretched, as if cramped from sitting too long. Then it started doing jumping jacks on the pavement. People walking by gave me strange looks. They saw me, sitting peacefully, but they also saw my shadow, a frantic, dark figure bouncing up and down with manic energy. I just froze, mortified. How do you explain that? Sorry, my shadow has a mind of its own. From that day on, its independence grew. It would practice dance moves while I was stuck in a boring meeting, its silhouette twirling gracefully on the wall behind my boss. It would mime playing a guitar while I was doing the dishes. It was like it was living out all the little impulses and daydreams I suppressed. It was my uninhibited self set free. Part of me was amused, another part was deeply unsettled. This thing, this piece of me, was no longer me. It had its own personality, its own desires. The days grew shorter as winter approached. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long, dramatic shadows. My shadow seemed to love this time of day. It would stretch and contort, becoming a giant that loomed over buildings, a thin line that raced along the ground. It was more vibrant, more alive than ever. I, on the other hand, felt drained. It was like it was siphoning my energy, my very essence, to fuel its strange new life. I became quieter, more withdrawn, while it became more flamboyant and expressive. The breaking point came one cold evening. I was walking home, the streetlights casting a weak, orange glow. My shadow walked beside me, as it always did. But tonight, it felt different. It wasn't just predicting my steps. It felt like it was leading me, pulling me along. We reached my front door. I stopped, fumbling for my keys. My shadow stopped too, but then, as I stood there, it turned. It looked back at me. I know a shadow can't have a face, but I felt it looking, a long, silent appraisal. Then it waved. Not a frantic, happy wave like before. This was a slow, deliberate wave, a goodbye. And it started walking away. It detached from my feet and just walked down the street, moving under its own power, a solid black shape against the pavement. It didn't flicker or fade. It just walked with purpose, with a destination in mind. It passed under a streetlight, and for a moment, it cast its own tiny shadow, a shadow of a shadow. I just stood there, frozen, watching it go. I looked down at my feet. Nothing. For the first time in my life, I was alone. There was no dark shape tethered to me. I felt light, but also terrifyingly empty. I raised my hand and no corresponding shape moved on the wall. I was just me. I've spent weeks trying to understand what happened. Where did it go? Did it go off to live its own life? A life of dancing and jumping jacks and silent guitar solos? Sometimes, late at night, I think I see it out of the corner of my eye. A flicker of darkness in an alleyway, a fleeting shape in a crowd. Is it checking on me? Or is it just my mind hoping for its return? I don't know if I'll ever see it again. I don't even know if I want to. But I know this, we all have a shadow, a part of ourselves that follows us. But be careful, pay attention, because you never know when your shadow might decide it's tired of following and wants to lead instead. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had a strange experience with your own shadow. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories from the edge of reality.